Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel where today we're going to do my week 8 NFL tier list. We have 6 tiers here today after a pretty crazy weekend of NFL football. Starting off with our usual tiers, we got Super Bowl, Division, Wild Card, Meh, Bad, and Tank Bowl, where Tank Bowl is for the complete and utter garbage teams of the NFL. But let's go ahead and get started with the Arizona Cardinals, who I'm putting in meh. I know they're 2-5, but they have lost 5 straight games by a combined score of 13 points. And the past 2 weeks, they played some of the top teams in football in the Packers and Colts with their backup quarterback in Jacoby Brissett and almost won those games. The defense is not as good as what it should be, but the offense has actually performed pretty well considering they're on their backup quarterback, their 4th-string running back, and everything like that as well. So I think the Cardinals are a very good football team. It's just that, I don't really know how. They just are one of the most unlucky teams in the league. Next up is the Atlanta Falcons, who are dropping down in the meh tier. Just a very, very uninspired performance against the San Francisco 49ers. Only put up 10 points, mainly due to Michael Penix just not being good in that game. And so this team is a team that can go as far as Michael Penix is going to take them. And it wasn't very far this week. So they're in meh for me. Next up is the Baltimore Ravens. They're staying in bad for now. Had the bye week last week. Hopefully Lamar comes back and their offense is able to get better. But I still have no faith at all in this defense. I just think they're not a very good defense. Their playing calling is not good, and they're injured a heck on that side of the ball. But Lamar would definitely make this team a lot more watchable, but it might already be too deep of a hole for them. Next up is the Buffalo Bills, staying in division. It's their bye week. They have to come off and be really good out of this bye for me to get more hope in them to challenge the Chiefs and everything. Because it's just in the last 2 weeks of football they played was not good. It was not good at all. So, Josh Allen I still think is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, obviously, but the defense got some question marks there. So, up there in division for Buffalo. Next up is the Carolina Panthers, who are going to move up into wild card tier. 4-3, they did not play their best football against the Jets, but hey, a win's a win. And for the Panthers to be 4-3 right now with the defense is actually coming together pretty nicely is really good. The only bad thing is Bryce Young is going to be out for a couple of weeks due to an ankle injury, but that's why you have a veteran in Andy Dalton as your backup to hopefully keep the offense moving. But very impressed with the Carolina Panthers so far this year. They're playing some really solid football. And I'll let you get some respect to this week is the Chicago Bears. Moving with the wild card, they're at 4-2. I will say they have not played the hardest schedule, but these are games that the Bears would have lost last year. And Ben Johnson has his offense running pretty well. Caleb is still pretty inconsistent as a starting quarterback, but the defense has been really good, getting a lot of takeaways and really forcing teams to not have good offense. So the Bears up there in wild card. The Bengals moving up into meh. Very impressive victory for them against the Pittsburgh Steelers, where Joe Flacco just had a game. You put him with Jamar Chase, and I think good things can happen, as those two were such a great duo together. It was absolutely insane for that game. Came down to the wire, though, too. So, but hey, you take what you can get there. So, good job on the Bengals there for making the trade. Next up is Cleveland Browns, staying in the bad tier. Cleveland fans have got to be happy with that performance. Absolutely destroyed the Miami Dolphins. I will say it is against the Dolphins, but hey, Browns will take it. They're a very solid team. They just don't really have the quarterback to really do things, but hey, you got some pieces there. Quinshon Judkins has been amazing. The defense has been playing pretty well this year as well. So, the Browns, they're a bad football team, but they're not unwatchable. Next up is the Dallas Cowboys, who absolutely dominated the Washington Commanders. Their offense is absolutely insane. Dak Prescott is running this thing like a machine. Like, he is an early MVP favorite right now. They just got CeeDee Lamb back. The run game has been a lot better for them. The only concern for the Cowboys is that this defense is garbage. I know the Commanders only scored 22 points, but they did have their starting quarterback leave halfway through the game, and they're injured on offense as well. But the defense is going to really hold Dallas back from being anything more than a wild card contending team for me, just because of that defense. But man, this offense is absolutely incredible. A team that I'm putting in wild card is Denver Broncos, mainly because like it took a miracle comeback to beat the Giants. I mean, for 3/4 of the game, the Broncos offense looked like absolute garbage. But fourth quarter, Bo Nix, I guess, is the thing. As they scored 33 points in the fourth to win this game, that kind of play is not going to last long against some of the true contenders in the AFC, especially with the way Kansas City has been playing recently. So yeah, they're up there in wild card for me. Still a very good team, but like I think there's limited upside. My number one team this week, Detroit. They took care of business and dominated the Buccaneers. I think it was more about the Bucs being injured, the reason why it was such a dominant fashion win. But like, yeah, I mean, the Lions are humming ever since their loss against the Packers. They have been playing some really, really good football, really dominant football at times. And Jahmyr Gibbs is really good, but David Montgomery has not been that good yet. And are getting healthy on defense. Yeah, they're a very, very good team. Division tier is where I'm going to put the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, it was a good cover point victory against the Cardinals, who have been playing teams tough all year long. But there's a couple things I'm concerned about. One, in the first half, the run blocking was absolutely terrible. His offensive line, which was a strength last year, now seems to be a major weakness for his offense. So there is that. And the secondary, particularly the corners, I went over this in my Packers game review yesterday. But the secondary corners have not been playing well, allowing way too many contested catches, way too many close catches and stuff like that. So not really good there. But Micah Parsons, my goodness, Micah Parsons basically took over that game and won for the Packers. Jordan Love has been fantastic. This is a team that can make a deep playoff run, but until they clean up some things, they're still going to be down in division for me. Next up is the Houston Texans. Woof, that offensive line is bad. The defense did everything they could to put the Texans back in that game. It's just the offensive line makes it basically impossible for CJ Stroud to do anything. And that is very, very concerning for Houston. They have to invest in that. No idea why they have not invested more in this offensive line. So yeah, Texans are down in bad tier for me. Next up is the Colts. Yeah, I am just as shocked as you guys are. A Daniel Jones quarterback team is in the Super Bowl contender tier. Mainly because this offense is on pace to be the most historic offense in NFL history in terms of points per drive. Jonathan Taylor is a beast. Offensive line, beast. Daniel Jones, efficient. And the receivers have been good. Defense is a bit of a concern, but hey, they keep winning games, man. And it took a dropped ball at the 1 yard line for them to lose against another really good team in the Rams, or else they would be undefeated. The Colts are playing some really, really darn good football right now. And who isn't playing darn good football right now is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, it's been a rough couple weeks for Jaguars. Got absolutely blown out in London by the Rams, 35-7. Offense is non-existent. Brian Thomas Jr. keeps dropping everything. The only highlight you guys had was that Travis Hunter finally had a breakout game. Maybe that means the offense will go to him a bit more now, but yeah, not a good look for Jacksonville. But was a good look, the Chiefs. Yeah, I think the Chiefs are back, guys, and Mahomes is playing some darn good football right now. It is, absolutely below the Raiders 31-0. No contest at all. Kansas City is back, and the rest of the AFC is quivering in their boots. Dropping down into meh is the Chargers. Man, they just are injured to heck and back. They face a really good Colts team that just bullied their defense, and it's just Justin Herbert has not looked as good as he did in the first 3 weeks, and has not been that good for the Chargers at all. Next up is the Rams, who I am going to put in Super Bowl tier. Absolute domination by the Rams in that game against the Jaguars. Defense did fantastic against Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Matthew Stafford had one of the most efficient games in NFL history. Devontae Adams, like him on the goal line, is absolutely insane. And they did that without Puka Nacua. Yeah, no, I think the Rams are definitely in Super Bowl contending tier. And so that's where they're going to be. Next up is the LA Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. So I'm putting a tank bowl. I mean, there has been nothing I have seen out of this team that is remotely good. Ashton Jeanty is asked to basically do the impossible with this team. Is really the whole team is just Jeanty, Trey Tucker, and Max Crosby, and that is it because everything else is garbage. And so yeah, they're down in tank bowl because it is unbearable to watch this team. As is the Miami Dolphins. Woof. You got destroyed by the Browns. Tua was awful. Mike McDaniel is a dead man walking. This defense can't do anything. And so, yeah, you're down in tank bowl where you belong. Next up is the Vikings. What I'm putting down here in Matt is because they can't figure out the quarterback situation. Carson Wentz didn't look the greatest against the Eagles. No idea what Jason McCarthy is going to be like. And so it is just until they are able to figure out their quarterback situation, I can only put so much faith in this team with the talent that is there. And yeah, so they're definitely down there in meh. There's a very meh football team without a solid quarterback. Next up is the Patriots, who belong in division tier. I mean, I know it was against the Titans, but yeah, this team just keeps humming. Drake May playing some really good football. Mike Vrabel's coaching his defense really well. I mean, yeah, Patriots are a really, really good football team this year, so they deserve to be in division. Next up is New Orleans Saints, who even though they're 1-6, they're still a very competitive football team. I mean, other than this week where Spencer Rattler kind of just had his worst game of the year against the Bears, the Saints have been in almost every single game. They've been playing some solid football. They just don't have the talent to really win games here. But a team that did have the talent to win this week until they absolutely blew it was the New York Giants. I will say this. Jackson Dart's Cam Scatterbo, the real deal. Giants defense, what the heck happened there where you gave up 33 points in one quarter? How the heck did you do that? Legitimate question. How the heck? So, absolutely embarrassing there. That should have been a big, big win for the Giants and maybe put them in potential playoff contention. Now they're just kind of looking bad, but I will say, Jackson Dart so far has looked really good. So, Giants and bad. Jets, tank bowl. I mean, 0-7. Even when the Panthers weren't really able to do much against their defense, your offense with Justin Fields was garbage. Luckily, hopefully for the Jets here, the offense should get a little bit better with Tyrod Taylor taking over as starter. But man, it has been absolutely rough with the New York Jets. Next up is the Eagles, who I'm putting here in division tier. It was a good bounce back week for this offense. I mean, this is one of the best games Jalen Hurts has ever played. A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith finally got involved in his offense. I need to see another week of this offense playing that well for me to move back up in Super Bowl tier, because the rest of the year the offense has been very inconsistent, and I am concerned about the lack of run game with Saquon still. But yeah, I still think this is a very solid team here in the Eagles that probably can make up in Super Bowl tier in the next coming weeks if they continue to play the way they are. Next up is Pittsburgh, who I'm putting here in a wild card, mainly because their defense, very concerned about their defense. Offense was good. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, watching him and Joe Flacco dissect their defenses was a treat to watch on Thursday night, and he almost won the game on a 70-yard Hail Mary. Like, Aaron Rodgers still has it and playing really good football. But surprisingly, the defense was holding this team back because the offense is running just fine. And so they got a big test this week against the Green Bay Packers. So we'll see how the Steelers perform there. Next up is Seattle, who I'm putting here in division. I actually put Seattle and San Fran in division because I do believe in both these teams. Seattle. Sam Darnold's been playing very good football. Had a bit of a rough second half there where kind of allowed the Texans to come back in this game. So it was like, he still has some of those Sam Darnold moments there, but JSN has been good. I mean, not just good. He's been excellent this year. The defense under Mike McDonald been fantastic, and so this is a very, very good football team that I think can make a deep playoff run. And San Francisco, even with all their injuries, continue to find ways to win games. Mainly because Kyle Shanahan cursed the rest of his team to keep Christian McCaffrey healthy. And it's been working so far. They're 5-2, playing some really good football. With Mac Jones, they're only going to get healthier. But I will think the losses of Nick Bosa and Fred Warner are going to be impactful at some point this year. But, hey, they keep on chugging. And Buccaneers, kind of similar to the 49ers there. Injuries have just played a big factor there. There's only so much Baker can do when he only has like one guy to throw to, and Mike Evans is down again with a clavicle injury. Probably won't be back to the end of the season. And so I still think they're a very good team. They're only going to keep getting healthier and healthier. But this is a very concerning team with their injuries here right now. But I still believe them. Next up is the Titans. Just bad. Everything in Tennessee is bad. Cam Ward has looked not great. It's just hasn't been a great year for Tennessee. And, yeah, they're just bad. Next up is Washington down in Meh. Especially with another Jaden Daniels injury here. Is not looking good for the Commanders to go back to Marcus Mariota. The defense has not looked good this year. The offense has looked sluggish. We might have overhyped this team a little bit coming off of their championship appearance last season. But that is my tier list this week. In Super Bowl, got the Lions, Chiefs, Colts, and Rams. Division is the Packers, Eagles, Patriots, Bills, Seahawks, Buccaneers, and 49ers. Wildcard is the Broncos, Steelers, Cowboys, Panthers, and Bears. Meh is the Vikings, Falcons, Chargers, Jaguars, Commanders, Bengals, Cardinals. Bad is the Texans, Ravens, Giants, Browns, and Saints. And in tank pool, I have the Raiders, Dolphins, Titans, and Jets. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.